Stay cool, bad boy.
Peter Dick, Peter Dinklage, 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 Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage, Tom and Tom, Giant Spain, Giant Spain. Where's Yoshi? My son, done it. My son.
That went from 0 to 100 real quick.
You know how we do. Battle of Winterfell, we're back. Obviously, getting a title single coming along.
Oh my god, my eyes.
We're terrified.
My
Okay,
son.
so
That'd be a good intro for the review.
yeah, that's what. Oh, so
I thought I dropped my phone.
okay, so episode's about to start now.
I feel like I kicked him out. I apologise.
Yes,
I'm.
Just in case I did, I apologise.
What's
Oh,
up?
John's mad. I didn't quite put socks I was wearing.
Oh, watch the video one. Okay, so it's about to start now. We're scared of who we're gonna lose in this episode, but here we go. Battle of Westeros.
3 hours later.
where do we begin? This...
And the best episode of Game of Thrones ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, obviously massive spoiler alert, but you already know in the title.
Are we doing spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he won't release it until later on.
No, I'm releasing this one tonight. Yeah.
You want to do spoilers?
Yeah. Fam, I'll put
just
spoiler
put spoiler alert on
Yeah,
the
that's
thing.
what I
Yeah,
do.
and then no one
Okay.
can watch it.
Oh man, so
But yeah.
so we just watched Battle of Winterfell.
Oh my god.
Easily the best episode ever of Game of Thrones. Obviously every season of Game of Thrones has this Jon Snow centric episode. Which
I don't think this was a Jon Snow episode too. This just was a Winterfell episode.
And it was sick. There was so many stand-up performances, so many stand-up. It was like, where do you begin?
I suppose we need to start from the
we have to
beginning.
start from the beginning.
Let's start with the basics. The setting and visually.
Let's talk about the visuals first of all.
So like the
whole
way,
fire
because I
thing.
remember at the start of it, I was telling these two, I was like, there's gonna be a point where there's just colour just injected into the scene.
And they did, yeah.
And just the bit when they first had all the it was the Dothraki, innit? When they all ran out and all the fire got extinguished, we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And they all started running towards it, and then the dragons come. That whole colour bit was just amazing.
Visually, it looked. It gave me like vibes of like kind of like similar to Battle of Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings. It was like
We'll touch on that later when they come up. We'll touch on that a bit later.
It was such an incredible episode. Like you can tell the amount of budget and work that went into this episode. My God, the amount of extras it must have taken. Like God, I mean, there was because there wasn't. I don't think any of those zombies was CGI. Those were all like
I mean, one or probably a couple in the background, maybe.
That's
but
the majority of were like I'm saying, if cinematography, the stunt work would have been mad. Like I would say, big shout out to everybody involved. We're talking the director, stunt coordinator. I think the stunt coordinator must have been on madness because that was like set was incredible. Shout out to costume, everything about this episode for me is 10 out of 10. I'd say this episode is 10 out of 10. Yeah. Easy 10 out of 10.
This is my favourite episode of Game of Thrones ever.
Literally.
What, season 8?
Season 8, episode 3.
This is the best episode I've personally watched of Game of Thrones. It had everything you need.
Everything.
We was literally at one point we were quiet for a solid. We would talk halfway through, but at one point we were quiet for a solid like.
You know what, even as an episode in general on TV history, it's one of the greatest things that's
this
been
is
TV.
This is movie quality.
Yeah.
This is honestly movie quality.
Game of Thrones one of the best TV shows ever created. I think that it's just been it's phenomenal.
Easily.
The actors are beyond word. Everything of like it is like it's incredible. And
where do you even go? I know we saw the next time trailer, but where do you even? How do you even go from this episode
fighting the
to the next? Like this
There's
episode
3 episodes left. 3 episodes left.
That's the thing.
Why are you bringing me down?
So I'm saying, so should we?
So you give out like a standout character. I give out one, and then you give out one.
So
And then
standout character. You know what? For me, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Theon, aka Reek, because throughout all of the series, this character has freaking fallen from he's become, went from being a friend to being an enemy to being like nothing but a shoveled wreck of himself, and literally this character has redeemed himself. And again, obviously we've already given a massive spoiler alert. In the end, he gives his life to save, but he redeemed himself. He redeemed himself after everything from season 1, everything that he's gone through. He redeemed himself, and it was one of the most beautiful endings ever because he firmed it. He fought a whole bag of them. He was by himself.
Yeah, he was on his Jack Jones for a little while.
And but then Brandon, said, thank you, Don. You're a good man.
Can we talk about the way the Night King just kind of disarmed him? Man, Theon ran out, man just turned, banged the spear, and then shanked man.
The Theon, he went out like a trooper.
No, I disliked Theon for ages,
Yeah, so
very long
I
time.
didn't really like it until obviously till today.
Yeah.
To be fair, even in the start of this episode, I was like, if Theon dies, I really don't care. And then come the bit where obviously I was like, oh, Theon.
Yeah, he redeemed himself on a
Shout out to
scale,
Theon,
like,
man. He redeemed himself, man. That's the perfect example of great writing with a character.
I was torn between two. I was torn between Jorah and I was torn between I think his name's Sir Boros. You know the sword guy.
With the eye patch,
I have to give it to the eye patch guy, fam. Like man held his hands like that in the doorway and just got shanked by a bag of man to save Arya.
He made sure his squad was
He saved Hound and Arya, and if you think about it, because of him, the end happened the way it did because he.
We're gonna get to that bit.
Definitely, she's gonna be my shout out.
Definitely for me him because he just held it down, fam. Imagine getting like wetted up that many times and then still being able to kind of be like, nah, come, like we have to keep moving. This man, definitely my guy.
Yeah, I have to give it to Arya, like, because especially from seeing her from like we go back to like season 1, like we've literally seen her become this like savage
even a bit in the library, bro.
That's what
she
I'm
was
saying.
Just ducking around like corners, and when she wet up the other girl, it was mad.
Exactly, like she's literally
So
she saved everyone.
So much.
Arya saved everyone.
There was a couple times when I thought
Literally.
at least like 3 characters were dead. They were gonna die.
I thought Arya was gonna how certain scenes were
I see
going.
what you mean.
I thought Arya was gonna die.
Do you know what? The 3 characters that I thought were gonna die were Samwell, Brienne, and Jaime.
Samwell as well. Every time Samwell was on, I thought he might die.
Every time he got knocked down, he got up and he was shaking.
He was
At one point, he's like,
Trust me.
we'll do our standout scenes. My one is going to be, there's a scene near the end of the episode which is almost in silence, which is one of my most. You see Jon Snow walk through Winterfell, and he looks all around him, and he sees all of his friends. You're seeing Tormund, you're seeing Sir Davos, you're seeing all of them like battle. You're seeing Grey Worm, you're seeing Jaime, you're seeing Brienne, all fighting, and he even sees Samwell on the floor grappling someone. He has to keep walking, and because again they tricked you to think that it was going to be Jon who was going to kill the Night King, and like the way that he walked, he was. You could see he was struggling. Each time he saw one of his friends, he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to help. He wanted to help Tormund. He wanted to help someone.
The bit, especially with Samwell, where Samwell was kind of surrounding. He was like, "Look, I'd love to save you, but I've got bigger things." Like this.
He realized that the only way he's going to save these people, like it was only how the episode ended was the only way these people were going to be saved because they were outnumbered.
It was crazy.
Everything. But that one individual scene for Kit Harington, the acting for him was
fantastic,
phenomenal. You could generally see.
He didn't even talk that much.
No,
he didn't even talk that much.
You see him walk. You see him, man. That's man with everything. Man, that was again 10 out of 10 performance by Kit Harington, man.
Oh man, I think it's the bit. Do you know what? It wasn't even like a massive. It wasn't even like a big scene. It was like a very small kind of scene. But the way they shot, it's the bit where Grey Worm, he's at the front of the gate, in front of Winterfell, and he's looking at all these men dying, and it keeps panning back to him and then panning back to them, and then like
and then he puts his.
No, it's not even that. It's when he pulls up the lever, and so they can't escape back. So he's basically leaving all his people there. I don't know why. Just the way they shot that scene and the way that the sort of character that Grey Worm is, you're like, oh shit, like this is a big a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. Man, there's so many scenes.
That's what, it's hard to.
You know what? I would say the scene where eye patch guy, I forgot his name.
Yeah. I think it's Sir Boros. I think. I can't remember.
I apologize if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Big Mac saying the same. I can't remember.
But no, when he was like saving like because he was standing there taking in so many fights and all that, and just to see him like protect them, and it was crazy, man.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even I want to do like an extra shout out. You know the scene where the guy in the wheelchair,
Brian.
Brian,
Brian.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, go on.
I'm terrible with names. But yeah, when Brian and the Ice King literally they're not even saying nothing. They're just looking at each
You know
other.
there's like an internal
Because
conversation.
you know that, like, it's like you know they're chatting or they're thinking the same thing, but no words were exchanged. It's like it's powerful.
Shout out to the actor playing the Ice King.
Yeah,
he managed
whoever he is.
the Night King. Sorry, what did I call him?
Ice King.
Ice King.
Oh,
Shout
so-
out to
so
the actor
Ivan, to be fair.
playing the
Again,
Night King.
yeah.
He met like the one part when who sort of smart. He looked at like she a bit like the Last Jedi moment. Daenerys got her dragon just sort of flame him. He sort of standing. He said that sort of like a.
Nah, do you know what? Because we were cussing him about it, but that scene is sick. The bit when he stands there and John's running towards him and he's just doing the Magneto.
Because it was
Yeah.
such
Lifting
a.
his hands
I was
up.
like, you win. I think it's like, I know, that's the. I mean, why?
Why
why
waste
waste
energy
time?
scrapping man when you could,
'Cause-
like, you know what? I see all your friends here.
Just,
Bring them back.
and
man.
the thing is just like, oh man, that was, you know what? I mean, again, it was. We have to speak about, you know, the hero of the hour, man. I mean, that last scene.
Aya.
Arya.
Aya was on her job, man. Aya's on her for that whole. I was gonna say movie. That whole episode, she was just on her
She
job.
was, yeah.
She was on it.
Scene in the library was so intense, but that was
Yeah,
it
it
was
was,
very,
like,
very throwback zombie-esque
Yeah.
sort of like.
Like,
that's
was-
your Day of the Dead kind
Like,
of.
that
vibe.
was literally like Taylor was saying. There was a scene where we were just quiet. That was literally
Yeah.
the scene. 'cause
Literally.
she was
Couldn't breathe.
like, because
It's like you
it's so tense because you feel like you're there. And
Yeah,
you're
like I remember at
it's
one
like,
point,
oh my
like
gosh.
like she was moving and I was
Yeah.
like, I was holding my breath because I was
She
like,
shanked
listen.
that one, yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
so intense because you think like she's by herself and
Yeah.
there's so many
Oh,
of them.
no, the bitch. You know when
Like-
she come where Hounds and again I'm just gonna call him
Yeah.
Sir Boris. I can't remember his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, yeah.
When they're looking for her and then she comes bursting through the door
Yeah.
and the thing's on top of her. I was like,
Yeah.
if she dies now, I'm
No.
gonna be mad.
Even the scene where she's running away from
Yeah.
and you
That
see
was
the
intense.
amount
That
the
was-
amount
do
of
you know
them
what's
behind
crazy?
her.
Do you know what's crazy about that? Never like when I've watched Game of Thrones, I thought of Winterfell as like a claustrophobic castle.
Yeah, but I
But
thought
every
yeah.
angle I was watching, I was like, fuck me, bro.
it gave me a very kind of like, for me it did so many throwbacks that I'm talking like your classic Hammer horror with again making the castle scary. I'm thinking like your castle Dracula running through.
Well, yeah, again, like we've never watched Game of Thrones, right, and looked at Castle and been like,
think
wow,
it's
that's
a-
really dark, or like that's really blah blah
That's
blah.
another
Like,
thing,
The
it's-
way they've shot, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck me, like where,
and
like
with-
there's nothing to see, like you can't see in front of you. It
Yeah.
kind of feels like.
That's
I was-
another thing. I'd say like the lighting in this.
the lighting
in
was
this
good.
I think
Yeah.
that was the best thing.
Because I
they've
remember
done.
at the start of it, you
'Cause
were
the
like,
lighting was so
oh,
eerie.
is this kind of too dark? And
Yeah.
like we were like, no, like I think this is how it's gonna be. Like,
Because
colours
it's
gonna be
supposed
Yeah.
it's supposed to
It was
be
very-
eerie. And literally the
it was
whole
very eerie.
episode was eerie.
And they took
like,
their time for the Night King to arrive, which is good.
Yeah.
Bruv, that shot when it's like it's the Hound and half his face and there's like mad
Fire.
going stuff and it's
Yeah.
just him.
Seen the-
Fuck
you
me.
could
Yeah,
see-
even
you see
seeing
the fate
even
of fire,
seeing
man.
like the Hound's reaction, like you get the shot of the fire, then you see the Hound and you see the fear in his eyes because he's scared of fire. It's like
You forget like a
Yeah,
man like that, like
you-
who's probably like combat's nothing to him, but
Yeah.
like stuff
But-
like that, you're like
yeah,
shit, you forget.
Yeah.
yeah.
Be afraid of fire. And
Yeah.
like it's
And even the scene when they're like literally where all the White Walkers, they're literally just like
Standing
staring,
there.
looking
There's
through the
something-
fire. That was
there's something
eerie
very eerie about again
because they weren't making any like sort
They,
of
are-
panic
they
or
are
yeah,
not
they,
nothing.
dead.
don't, they don't make noise, they don't do
Yeah.
nothing like that.
You
They're
you
literally just
generally
silent.
felt that this was like kind of like a vibe of the dead. Like I was thinking like we were saying earlier
Yeah.
on about how it reminds you of like old stuff of zombie movies like when you're trapped
Yeah.
somewhere, the zombies are coming at
Yeah,
you. It
you're
felt
very like you're
much
very like
yeah.
literally.
Like it felt very much like that. And again, like I think just it was a phenomenal episode. You know, I mean, I think
Yeah.
the way it started,
Amazing.
you know, with someone and go to the front.
amazing.
Even
do
another
you know what?
great scene was you remember the little girl like when the big
When
troll.
she shanked, when she
Yeah.
wet
I
worked
was
the
like,
yeah.
because she was in a very
Yeah, but
sticky
she-
predicament.
That was
Like,
it for
when
her,
she
man.
managed to-
Like
yeah.
and think about how and he was like, but they
Size doesn't matter, man.
it doesn't.
Yeah,
and, like,
she done well, man.
I
Do
think
you know what? I think not. I thought more people were gonna die, like
So did I.
more key people.
Yeah.
more episodes are coming from.
I know what you're saying.
You
I
know
know
what I
you're saying.
think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Because everyone thought more people were gonna die. They're gonna take them out when we least expect
Yeah.
it.
Mate, well,
They're
yeah,
gonna
because
take
remember,
people
I
out
think
when
because we
we
had a
least expect
conversation
it.
about it before, and they were like, "Oh, Bronn is gonna do something,
Yeah.
and you're gonna not like him."
Yeah, because the actor who played Bond said, he said, all I'm gonna say about the series is remember he'll do anything to get the castle.
Yeah.
With
No, we can't even talk about future episodes.
Yeah,
like,
no.
this one.
also
It was an hour and a half, and I swear to you, I didn't want it to end.
no.
I
No,
honestly,
I
like,
I'm
I
glad they
could've-
concluded
you
it
know
before
what?
it
I
goes.
could have sat here and like
Yeah.
Avengers watched that for about 3 hours, easily.
Yeah, no.
easily.
Yeah.
I'm glad Tormund didn't die. You know what?
See, alright, wait. So you're glad Tormund didn't die? What about you?
You know what? The Hound. I have to say the Hound.
Yeah.
He's my favorite
There
character.
was a couple times I was like, the bit when he, do you know when the Night King raises up his little posse again and he's just around, I'm like, John's about to die. I was really sad there. I was like, they're about to kill John, and I'm gonna be so sad.
Another scene we should actually mention is when Tyrion and what's her name,
Sansa,
when they're just
that
looking
cute
at each
little
other.
scene,
Yeah.
and they both drill for the chicken.
it's
And he
like-
kisses her.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
that was a powerful
That's when
scene.
I
That
went
was a good
quiet.
scene.
Did
Yeah,
you
that
see?
was
That's
like-
when I went quiet.
that
I
was
sat there. I was
yeah.
like, fam.
Yeah.
That was a very good scene.
And the
Funny
fact-
enough, that is the one time I did not want Sansa today.
Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously I understand why you don't like Sansa, but she's just been through
She's
it.
like
been
not
through it.
even really. There's nothing to redeem about her, but like her character for me, her character was so boring for a little while.
Aye.
And then recently, like the whole bit of like where she's like, "What about the North?" And I was like, "I like you, Sansa. Now you're not bad. You're
Yeah,
not bad."
I love her. I
she's
love her.
good for
I
it,
love her.
yeah.
I love again. Oh yeah, man. Again, the scene with when Varys looked at Tyrion and that's it. And you know what it is?
Quiet
I
conversations.
never felt more claustrophobic when I realised. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's what I'm
they're in a
saying.
crypt.
That's what I'm saying.
They're in a
That's what I'm
crypt,
saying. Like
and
the
then
way
the dead came back.
the way
Yeah.
they shot a lot of that episode. Your dad's got me.
Yes, Bobby. I'm coming in 5 minutes. I'll do the thing for you. But yeah, so
Yeah,
go-
the way, like I said earlier, I touched upon it a little bit. The way they were shooting it, it felt very close knit. Like every shot, there were people like bunched together, or there was like walls, and it just felt like it was so penned in.
there was so many moments like again there were so many shots of like again when because Tormund he does it he fights up two, doesn't he?
Two hands,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
obviously there was
He's
many
like
shots
a,
of,
he's like a berserker fire.
yeah he was brilliant. The shots of him in the background was brilliant. So what do you think about Ghost?
He's alive, bruv. Listen, I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
Listen, future Tazzy,
Yeah.
he's alive. Don't watch. Don't watch.
Because Ghost obviously Ghost
See-
is your favorite non-human character. Would you say?
Whenever you put a dog or a wolf in a show,
yeah,
I will
yeah.
end up liking it. So Ghost is my favorite non-human character.
Two direwolves.
There's
left.
two direwolves left.
Yeah, so-
Possibly one, depending.
One
See-
of them's okay. Though. It's got
Yeah,
some-
Nymeria,
Yeah.
she's
okay.
got
Nymeria,
she's got
See,
a
at
little
first,
fight.
at first when Ghost vanished, I thought he was gonna be dead or he's gonna come back as a like White Walker, but
Yeah.
because obviously they're all dead now.
Well, if you-
Ghost
He would have run off. I'm sure.
Go-
he's-
Ghost-
if
Ghost is probably alive.
If you think about it, like Ghost disappeared for ages, and then we
Yeah.
just saw him randomly last
Yeah.
episode.
He's probably he's
I
probably
think he's
alive.
alive. I think he's alive.
He's
I think there's gonna be a
probably
thing where it's
alive,
like John might think he's dead, and he kind of
Yeah.
pops back up, and you're like, oh,
That'd
thank
be
God.
quite nice. I think all in
Oh,
all,
oh, we've seen. Did we see two dragons in the next time trailer?
yeah, I think.
It was two, yeah.
Because I remember at one point you thought it died.
Yeah, so basically, I thought the one Jon Snow was riding, I thought he died
I mean, he took damage.
as well
guys.
because he took a lot of damage.
He took damage.
But
man.
then I also thought
Daenerys was on
Daenerys was one died because he had a
would be
lot of
shanked.
he had a
But the
lot
only,
of
yeah, he
wild
was.
wolves
But
in
the only
him.
thing though, because I remember them saying like dragon hide is very hard to pierce with
yeah.
just regular.
It's true,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
need like
So I guess
certain stuff, and they all
what
they
the
all
Night
had
King
like
had, yeah.
they all had like basic
Yeah,
kind of
so they're probably just a little injured, but
yeah.
yeah. So just but
I feel
good,
like a week,
good
a
episode. man.
week,
Yeah.
a week, man. Those, do you know what? Those first two episodes, like the setup episodes, perfect considering what we just watched. In my opinion, perfect,
Yeah,
perfect. Looking back at them, like, because I didn't mind them at the time, the slow pace and build up.
I like
But
episodes.
looking back at them, it was just like, oh my god,
'Cause-
the way that was set up was everything you needed.
Because literally, I was late watching the second episode. I literally watched it yesterday because
Yeah.
I
Oh, did
didn't
you?
watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
good.
I
Oh,
knew
'cause-
watching
yeah.
it today. So, but I think it was a very good build up to this episode, and like this season's gonna be a very strong season.
Mate, it's
It's like, I don't think it will be able to be topped by what it
I
is.
mean, if you think about how the season started, it wasn't big moves. It was very
No.
small scenes.
Yeah.
There wasn't any like normally when you watch Game of Thrones, you get your political episodes,
Yeah.
which is big chess moves moving
Yeah.
across boards.
yeah,
With this one, it was
Season court and all
like
that.
these ones were very. It almost felt like it was. What am I looking for? Kind of
Somber.
like finishing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of like you got Brienne's
Loose
kind of
ends
story
and
arc
stuff.
is finished now. She's a knight. I assume Jorah's finished now since obviously. Do you know what I mean?
Shout out him, great character as well.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, we don't know. Did he die?
Well,
We
yeah,
didn't actually see
yeah,
him.
He did die.
There might be some shenanigans.
We'll see.
I'm just,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm happy Davos is alive.
Obviously,
Davos.
Theon's stories ended, but in a good way.
In a good way. Listen,
Yeah, his sister's still alive though, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. He said,
but yeah,
I hope they killed them.
Oh, I think
their
Euron?
uncle.
I think his
Yeah,
name's
he's
Euron Greyjoy.
He's cocky though. He's a good.
I mean, he's banging the queen, so.
But yeah, it's mad because it's like this episode made the first two episodes even better just because of the build up to this. It's
Mate,
like, it made so much
compare
sense.
this to the Battle of Bastards.
They keep upping the scale.
It's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Like I remember we spoke about it before. Battle of the Bastards was the pinnacle of kind of like battle kind
Yeah.
of stuff for us in Game of Thrones, and then this
This
was
is just
this
made
is another
it a
level.
different level.
Another like I
Which
like. The,
basically, go on.
I was gonna say like I like the fact like the difference between the two like they're you can't even compare them both because they're two separate things but like the difference between them is like the Battle of Bastards it was straight up like boom fight where this one is like you send in the first wave it's all dark you don't know what's going on they come back you're like shit, what the fuck is going on
this, like as we said so many times like this war was so
another
intense.
level this was another level
Because for the whole time my chest is like
did it end the way you wanted or the way you thought?
I wanted the Night King to die before the end. I did not want to wait till next week. If it ended with, I thought it ended with him just looking at Brian. I thought it ended with them talking. I would have been like,
yeah.
Okay, so but did it end the way you would have liked?
yeah, I'm glad that most people people wanted because I had a feeling Theon was gonna die. I'm glad my man Tormund's there. I'm glad he's still alive. I'm glad Jaime and Tyrion. I feel like Jaime and Tyrion's.
One of them's got to kill Cersei.
Yeah.
One of them has definitely got to kill Cersei. I think Jaime. I'm calling it now. I think Jaime's going to kill Cersei.
You know what? It ended. The Night King. The Night King again. The Night King was played brilliantly. I don't.
What about you? Did it end the way you thought?
Well.
You know what? Not the way I thought, because I basically had like two endings in my head. So I thought it was gonna like. So the first ending I thought it was gonna happen. I thought Jon Snow and the Night King were gonna fight, and then it might lead into the next episode.
Yeah.
Or it would end with either Jon or the Night King killing one another. And the second ending I thought was literally just gonna be, I don't know, just like the Night King like surviving and you know.
I would like Moneer said. I wish we got to see him.
I'm glad if
I wish we got to see him draw his sword
Because
because like we saw him do something. It was very swift. I loved the motion. Like he kind of grabbed it, bang, shanked him.
yeah,
But
you can
I
tell he's a
wish-
devastating hand-to-hand fighter.
I just wish we got to see it.
I feel like the Night King.
Like I wish there was a shot of him walking into Winterfell.
Yeah.
Someone trying it and he just moves back, back. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like with the Night King, what you've seen is he's a devastating combat fighter. Like he
Very smart.
He's again, and he doesn't rush anything. He takes up. He'll aim and like with a javelin like that. And
Imagine being made out of ice and being resistant to fire.
yes.
That bit where he smiled was fucking funny.
Yeah,
that was a
very
good. Just like,
scene.
Man was like, yeah.
I wish we knew a little bit more. You know what? There's a prequel coming out in it, so
There is, and we've got like 3 more episodes.
I don't think we'll know anything more about that.
Yeah, but Bran's alive, so maybe they might. Sambo's still alive, so he's got
Sambo,
time to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was saying to the boys here, like I think maybe like because that scene where they were talking, but there was no words being exchanged. Maybe it was a thing where Bran's the next, might be the next.
There's lots of things about him.
I was saying earlier, like maybe there always has to be a Night King. In
Yeah,
Westeros.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
Davy Jones kind of thing.
Davy Jones, or if you ever play World of Warcraft, like Lich King. That maybe there's like a thing where there always has to be this kind of entity or element within Westeros for it to be able to kind of
Like balance and all that.
maybe.
I think where's the rest of the free folk, by the way? Is it just
Bro, they were there with them.
yeah.
They were there with them.
But yeah, so with the coming episodes, obviously, obviously.
Can we just real quick before we end it? Fucking Winterfell got fucked.
Yeah,
You see the castle walls drop. All that Winterfell got fucked.
It can be rebuilt.
It can be rebuilt.
And
It will take a lot of.
So,
I mean, if you think about it, the next episode, they've got to move their bare dead bodies.
Yeah.
There's like hella bones. Imagine being that guy. It's just like.
You just got to. That's my uncle.
It's like, oh God, you guys go and fight for the kingdoms. I'm just gonna. Well, you'd be like. You know, something like, where do I put it? You know,
No,
drag.
I don't even know what's going to happen in the next 3 episodes. Do you think Cersei will die in the next 2 or the very last one?
I think the very last one. I think what's his name?
I think she's gonna die in the second to last one, and then the last episode, it will be Jon and we're gonna find out Jon or Daenerys gets the chair.
Who do you think's gonna sit on the Iron Throne?
No, do you not be fucking sick if there is no Iron Throne by the end of it?
Maybe.
If they just melt it and then like, fuck it.
But
Yeah.
out of the two, I think it would be Daenerys, just because it seems to me Jon don't actually really
don't
want
think
to
Jon
be
wants
king.
to.
He wants to be king.
Do you know what?
He
Jon-
wants to
Jon not even
protect his
king.
people.
John just wants to
That's
be
what-
in the north. John
Yeah.
is happy in the north. He just wants to be in the north. He
Yeah.
just
That's
wants to
it.
be
Yeah,
left
yeah.
at that.
So I think if it comes down to it, he might like obviously leave it to.
I think maybe
Daenerys.
because I noticed before this episode, Daenerys' character is changing slightly.
Yeah, a little bit.
There was a reference ages ago
Yeah.
about Targaryens and how like the gods flip a coin,
Yeah.
and on one side if it lands, then they become great, and the other hand they become mad.
Yeah.
And like, not saying that she's becoming mad, but like I've noticed a couple of like changes where she's like very,
Authoritarian.
just very different to how she normally
She's
was.
She's very cold at times. But you know what? In this episode, I don't know what it is, but she seemed a lot more. She seemed like she had a lot more heart in this one.
Well, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, she didn't have time to process anything.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
no,
no
no,
one did. If you
she
think about it,
didn't.
if you've got wave after wave of undead coming out, you're like, fuck.
You know, because the Iron Throne is made from the swords of like all the conquered.
It's just made from basically, yeah.
I think that man, you see the next 3 episodes, obviously May the 19th or 20th for us. Obviously, I'll make sure I've got that off of work.
I'm sick.
But it's like the thing where that
You gotta edit out that burp.
the burp's fine, bro. The amount of stuff. No, it's yeah. To be honest, it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad. I think that it's gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do when the last episode finishes. Like,
We're just you're just gonna be sitting there just like,
We've got 3 more Mondays.
It's over.
3 Mondays, but like it's gonna like
And then it's like,
on our birthdays we've already suffered through Avengers, okay, and gone through that loss.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, no, that's not because we want spoilers for no.
But
Don't worry. But maybe
and Game of Thrones.
I'll be in the middle of my fasting, inshallah. So I have to close my eyes with any naughty bits.
That'll be fine.
Who do you think that's? I mean, it could be Arya. Literally, everyone's alive because of Arya.
Realistically, a few people could end up with a throne.
Arya. I think claim wise, if we were just talking claim wise,
How does she jump up on the? How do you reckon she sneaks on the Night King?
mate,
Maybe
Arya's
she got one of
Arya.
their faces. Yeah.
Arya's Arya.
Arya, her sister might get the throne.
Well, she's got no claim to. Well, claim wise, it's only
Because-
John.
But she's married. She was married to Joffrey, wasn't she? So.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Oh, that's
Like if John, say for example, like say something
Well, saying that
happens.
Joffrey's claim wasn't legit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, because he wasn't Baratheons.
Yeah, but I guess say for example, Daenerys don't get the throne or whatever happens, and John don't want the throne. He might just pass it on to what's her name, innit? Maybe.
Well, yeah, let's say Daenerys dies
Or
something like that, and John's like, look, technically it's mine, but I can give it to someone else.
He'll probably give it to because I feel like she would actually want to,
Jon wants to be in the North, man.
lead her people, yeah. So
I think I want Tyrion to be the hand of the king or the queen, whoever it is.
It'd be funny if Tyrion becomes king.
That'd be
That'd be
interesting.
That'd be funny.
He becomes king and Varys becomes his
honestly,
hand.
the worst scenario is that he actually gets the throne.
I don't.
So-
Or maybe it's a thing where they fuck up the kingdom, like they
there's no-
decimate it, right? They fuck it and they're like, all right,
Do you want
it's
it
a
to end?
broken kingdom.
Do you want it to end like a thing? I don't know if you've ever seen Jack the Giant Slayer or something like that, where you think it's set in a fantasy world and then it ends and then it goes. I don't think they'll ever do this, but would you ever want it to end and then there's like a time skip and you realise it was like. It was like
No, man. It needs to be in the now, because then it's just like.
you need to stay a fictional fantasy world, like Middle Earth. Like you want Middle Earth to be like.
Westeros is Westeros, bro.
Cool,
Like,
cool.
like,
Yeah.
like,
Cool,
you don't
cool,
need to
'cause-
kind of.
Imagine that's like Winterfell was just like Hackney or something.
No, but no, like I think
Yeah.
if Cersei does have it, it'd be a thing. Like I said just a little while ago, it'd be a thing where like she's got nothing to rule over. Do you know what I mean? Like the kingdom is gone.
Yeah.
What's that saying? Was it ruling a kingdom? What is it? There's a saying about ruling over a kingdom of nothing or king of ash or something. I know there's the. What is it? I know there's a phrase from Caesar where he said, and for Caesar wept for he had no more worlds to conquer. That sort of thing.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Cool quote if you knew it though.
It's something about.
We'll Google it. You say it next time.
Anyways, guys, that concludes our Thoughts of Thrones. Episode 3, our longest one.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah, see you next. See you next week, guys. And obviously follow the socials; they're gonna be up now. And subscribe, sub. Yeah, subscribe to us, guys.
Like and share and all that.
And all that jazz. All right, take care, guys. Let us know who's your favorite, your characters and your favorite moments from this episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bless.